Face your fears and take many shots, take many chances, and you can. In the last episode, I mentioned that stop saying no to the opportunity come your life. Stop rejecting yourself before others can reject you. And in this episode, I want emphasis on saying yes to the thing that you are afraid of. Saying yes to the thing that you normally say no to. Because that's the only way we can grow. We only can grow when we face our fear. When we look at fears in the face and we do it. We crushing it. And the only way that we really can grow, that's when we make mistakes. Oftentimes we were so worried that people will judge us. They will judge you anyway. We're so afraid of that. We need to impress. We need to be perfect. We need to be somebody that people look up to. And we let those pressure to control us, to say no, to be ourselves. Because we thought that we need to be somebody else in order for people to look up to us, in order for people to like us. But who's to say that life is supposed to be perfect and that you're not supposed to make mistakes? I know you heard this before. For some reason, we're just afraid of making mistakes. Back in the few years ago in college, when I took the public speaking class. Public speaking class was one of my greatest fear at all time. But I decided to choose to do a public speaking class because that's the only way that I can grow, and that's the only way that I can grow as a public speaker. And I remember that when I given the talk and spoke in front of the class, my voice, my body was shaken. My voice was changed. It's raised higher than normal. And I know that's all I just focus on me. I feel like I need to impress everybody. I felt like that I need to become like a speaker that need to speak very perfect. But at the result, even when I did terribly, people would still admire me because I have the courage to face my fear and that I have the courage to take the class. But you know what I learned after I make that mistake? After that I embarrassed myself in front of everybody in the class. I figure now that the reason that I'm so afraid because I want to impress everybody. I want to be perfect. I want to look good in front of the girl that I admire, that I have a crush on. I need to be somebody with just totally confidence and somebody totally know it all. But because of those thoughts, that I let fear control me. And that's the reason that I cannot be myself. Because when you feel the need to impress others, it's almost impossible for you to be who you are. But without taking that class, I will never learn that lesson. I will never learn that mistakes are okay. And actually, mistakes are important of the process, of your journey to grow. We often say no to the opportunity because they are not familiar with us. Because we want to stay in our comfort zone. And most importantly, because we don't want to make a mistake. We don't want to look embarrassed. We don't want to look like a loser. But you know this. You have to lose some games in order to win more games. No one wins forever. No team in the world can win forever. They have to lose in order to win some games. We know that. But why would we let those fears, why would we let the imaginary mistake in our mind to control ourselves, to let them control our life? You know who actually your greatest enemy? It's yourself. It's you. If you really look at your past history, I know that if I look at my past history, I know that I talk myself more out of many opportunities than I let others talk myself out of those opportunities. When I was in middle grade or when I was in high school, my main focus was on grade. I know grade important, but so do friends and other memories. I was focused so much on grade that when others invited me to party, when other girls invited me to hang out, I always say no to them. Because I was so focused on grade. And the most important part is because I'm so afraid of step outside my comfort zone. I have fear that people will judge me. I am afraid that I will look like somebody else when I do something abnormal. But now looking back, I know that I missed out on the memories. Yes, who guarantee that I will become a better person or I will become a worse? But those are not better or worse are not important anymore. The most important is the memory that you created. That's more important than anything else. And the only way you can create a memory is when you take more chances, when you take more shot in your life. I challenge you from now on that when you see the opportunity, when you get the invitation to the party, when you got the invitation to do hiking, to do rock climbing, to do some activity, I challenge you that saying yes to those opportunities. I know it's afraid to go alone. I know it's afraid to go to the event and you don't have any friends. I know that. For myself personally, this weekend, I will have a dancing event. And I know that I don't like dance. It's not my favorite thing, but I will say yes to it. Because let's see what life threw at me. I will start saying yes to opportunity that I normally often say no to. I will face my fears more. Yes, my handsome friend. The only person that holding you back from creating memory, from stopping you growing as a person is you. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of so many opportunities that you can take. Life is not supposed to be all roses and sunshine. We are all supposed to make mistakes. Mistakes are important and it's necessary for your growth. Stop worrying about making mistakes. Remove that pressure out of yourself. You see, back in the example, when I took that public speaking class, if I didn't take that class, I would never figure out what the next step for me to grow. The next step for me would grow is to remove my pressure from impressing other people. And stop worrying about to be perfect. Because I realized that mistakes are important and it's unavoidable. That is the only way you can grow. Because when we see mistake as important as a part of the process, we stop rejecting ourselves from those opportunities. Because we know that the only way we grow is we have to go through that bridge of rejection, bridge of the mistake. Yes, they are part of your life. And avoiding it means you stay the same. Avoiding it means you stay where you are. Avoiding it means you avoid to create memory in your life. Really, ask yourself, what really important in your life? A boring life or memories? If a boring life, you shouldn't listen to this podcast anyway. If you decide to choose that boring life, go and do what you have been done and stick with your life. But if you decide to create a memory, face your fear, take many shots as you can, and start focusing on to become perfect. Start focusing on the result. The result no longer matter in this case. What really matters is the memory that you create in your life. Because at some point, when you look back, you will treasure those moments, those stories, because you have the courage to say yes, to take many shots as you can. Michael Jordan said that he fails over and over and over again, and that's why he succeeds. He took many shots more than any other players, and he mixed more than any other players, but at the same time, he also had more chances than other players. You will fail over again, and the good thing is you can stand up again. And I know you will fail again and over again, but at some point, you will stand still. At some point, I don't know what's the number that you're able to stand still, but at some point, you will stand still. Trust me on that. So go out there, take many chances. Say yes to many opportunities as you can. If you don't see those opportunities, you may need to create it. Never forget this. Life is not serious. You are supposed to make mistakes. Mistakes are important. Remove those pressure. Yes, you will look embarrassed. Yes, you will look like a loser. Yes, you will look like a failure. But so what? It no longer matter. What matters is the memories and the decision that you make to say yes instead of saying no. Say yes to face your fear. Say yes to do the thing that you are afraid of. Say yes to step outside of your comfort zone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any question or just want to say hi to me, send me an email. Would love to hear from you. And until next time, thank you.